Welcome back to the Light Renegades. My name is Star. Wow, it is 2025 and this is my first message. I very much didn't expect to be away as long as I have been, everyone. Although now looking back, I see that it was incredibly necessary. There was a lot that I was needing to heal and to shed before stepping into 2025. So I'm grateful to have had that time. Thank you for your patience, and thank you to Anna Maria for holding this space. And I'm so excited to have Anna Maria back with us. We are super duper excited for everything that we wish to bring forward for you all this year and the continuation of the Light Renegades. So I hope that you've been enjoying getting to know Anna Maria at a much more personal level. And yeah, I'm excited for what the year is going to hold for us all. Everyone is what I want to share. But I'm going to pause on kind of explaining where I've been, what I've been healing, because I feel like that warrants its own personal message. So I'm going to film an energetic update video explaining that. But today's message from Mintaka. So the Mintakan beings are part of the Orion's Belt synergy, and they come from a water planet. So this is very much connecting to the essence of the divine feminine energy somewhere, the sacral chakra energy and divine creative space. So try and sink into that energy when you are receiving the energies of Mintaka. I feel like these kind of have this I don't know how to describe it. It's like an essence of magic. It's an essence of flow. It's an essence of really guiding you forward, but in a very forceful way. We've had some pretty potent and I want to say messages that were really hard hitting from the Mintakans previously. So there are 4 other pre-channeled messages before this one. So if this is your first time here, I would suggest pausing here and going and receiving those messages just as a continuation for where we find ourselves with the Mintakan beings and getting to understand their energy. But I have put a trigger warning on a couple of those videos because they are pretty hard hitting, and at the time that I brought them forward, I feel like I wasn't even in a space to be able to truly comprehend what they were giving us. And I think this happens a lot. There's been a lot of my own content over on the Light Renegades that I've had to go and receive again, also Anna Maria's content, because at that time I felt like I've been learning as I go, and it was difficult to really truly embrace all of the messages being brought forward for a myriad of reasons. Some reasons that I'm going to share in the energetic update, but also the next GA message, Galactic Alliance message, for those that might be new, which is our fractal of the Galactic Federation of Light that once was. We called them the GA, the Galactic Alliance, and they brought forward some information that I didn't think was going to come up again, but it seemed with purpose. So I felt like I wasn't able to grasp the true meaning of some channel content that I've already brought forward. So I've been having to integrate all of this at a deeper capacity, and I think that's where some of you might find yourself in the collective right now. So the Mintakans are taking it very much back to the beginning for the start of 2025, and I very much feel like I've only just starting my year, everyone. I feel like it was on the 1st of February that I really felt like I could breathe a sigh of relief that the light was coming again, that I'd come out of some real deep and dense shadow work again. And I thought, yes, okay, like the sun is back, and yeah, I can do this. So I hope that you all are feeling into those energies too. But I'm going to read this pre-channeled message from the Mintaka beings, which is titled Create a Focus, and they started with, Dear Light Ones, we've been watching you every step of the way. We see so many of you have forgotten our previous messages to you all. The water, love it, program it, speak to it, and use it as your daily elixir and healing. We see so many of you waning and flailing, especially now, seeing as the new year has been cast upon you. What should I have done by now? What is it that I want to do next? How can I make my life be better or different? We applaud you for asking such questions of yourself. However, so many of you are not giving yourself the understanding of just exactly where you are right now. Many of you in this collective especially have been working on a multitude of layers and multitude of levels at all times. Right now we understand that getting through the day is the most that some can do. Please be kinder to yourself. Do not look in the mirror in shame or upset, thinking I could have done better by now. This truly be a shadow that need addressing. How are you speaking to yourself each and every day? Are you treating yourself with the same energy that you would those nearest and dearest to you? If they had questions upon their life, their daily routine, what steps to take next, which path to follow. So many of you are questioning your beliefs, just exactly how you got here today. Yes, we say to this, but leave room for more light and miracles. We want to leave you with a task 3 questions for you to answer as we lean into 2025 with more authority. And I definitely feel like that is the energy of 2025. We've come into the year of the snake, so a lot of transformation, but I think standing stronger in our convictions and what we believe in, what we want to stand for humanity's ascension moving forward. And if you are here for the first time, the Light Renegades very much believe in this expression that we are here to create a new earth. We are here to create heaven on earth. We are here to create more miracles on earth from this dense proximity that we find ourselves in. We disclose a lot of information regarding the negative reptilian order. So if you have no idea what I'm speaking on, please do pause and do a little bit of research into that, because this is what we are about. So please have that in mind every time you receive our content. Be shout out content that we think is going to help those that are willing to step forward and to stand strong in whom they are. And we want to personally empower you. That's why I had to take some time away, because I felt like I wasn't coming from an empowered space, and I wanted to stand stronger in what I believed in to be my truth. And we all go through cycles, and I very much felt like I'd come to the end of a real long, arduous and painful cycle, and I was just on the cusp of being able to step forward into a new cycle. So have that be a reminder that wherever you find yourself right now, you are dealing with a lot at all times, and that is completely okay. Please don't shame self, and do really pause with these questions, because I think they are going to be pretty potent answers for you moving forward into 2025 and the beyond. So the first question will be, what can you be proud of? What can you be proud of that has made you the being that you are today? What can you be proud of that has made you the being that you are today? What can you be proud of that has made you the being that you are today? What would you want others to speak of if you were to leave this plane of existence now? What would you want others to speak of if you were to leave this plane of existence now? What would you want others to speak of if you were to leave this plane of existence now? And finally, what would you tell a younger you now about you and your life? What would you tell a younger you now about you and your life? What would you tell a younger you now about you and your life? We think you may be surprised to discover the answers that you set for yourself. And then there was a long pause when channeling this message, and I was kind of like, hello, anybody want to come back? And they said that they wanted to pivot, and they wanted us all to cast our minds back to the original notions that they had set for us. So please do go back and watch the 4 videos before receiving this next part of this message, because otherwise this might not make a lot of sense to you. But they said, we want to pivot, and we want you all to cast your minds back to the original notions that we set towards you. The idea of the divine feminine leading, and this being a condition we set for the pathway forward. We wish to remind you that this energy is ever rampant in effect. We see so many of you supporting others in your life, and we wish to say thank you for completing your mission, for sharing your soul's inherent light, and for saying yes to heart and compassion. We know this is not easy given the current climate, but you are some of the lightest and brightest souls we have in existence right now, and we take a bow for the work that you do each and every day. Be proud of whom you are, be proud of what you stand for, but most importantly, make sure to do something each day that lights your light brighter and that makes others and you smile. A smile really can change the course of a soul's life. We remind you that sometimes that's all that it takes. Keep shining your light and drinking more water. We see you in Light Army, and you are bright. All of our love. And I was grateful to take a pause with this message myself. I very much did those answering to those questions, and I urge all of you to please grab a pen and paper, or your notepad, to bring this to fruition. I feel like we are having to really stand strong in what we believe in right now and whom we believe ourselves to be, because I know that this year is going to mark the chains for some pretty heavy duty energy stepping towards us. And I think that's why I had to take a break, because I was really having to stand stronger for this collective. So remember that, everyone, you are always doing the most, and no matter where you think you are right now, you are doing a lot to help humanity and those souls around you. And sometimes all it does take is a smile to completely change someone's day. And I try and be as gracious as I can to those around me, but I understand, and all light beings understand how difficult it is right now. And sometimes we are dealing with those that perhaps aren't on similar life paths as us, perhaps aren't on of the understanding from the upper rooms that we are. And tempers get frayed at times, but I know and I can feel just how hard this collective has been working, especially through the holiday season, to create more spaces of peace and have more compassion. So please be kinder to yourself and be thankful, and do answer these questions from the Mintakans. I'm going to put them in the description so that you have more of a space to be communing with them as well. But I want to say, please make space to pause. Please make space to meditate. I very much came out of my meditative practices at the deepest capacity that I was in throughout 2024. You know, there was a lot that I was having to deal with at that time, and I realized that I just needed more space for my own personal peace in my mind, and that was something that was missing from my routine. I was still meditating, but not to the deepest capacity that I could, not as presently as I could. And now coming back to that practice, I realized just what of a world of a difference that it does. So meditate on those messages, meditate on the answers that you give yourself, and I want to say be open for change, but also the light, the sparkle, the miracles, and the magic, everyone. But that's all for myself and Mintakans today. Please go back and watch those previous messages if you haven't paused already by now, because they're really potent and they might hold some keys to unlocking the next steps to your future. But that's all for myself and the Mintakans. Take care.